technical Oracle Fusion HCM technical course content. Very first thing. After that, we'll go through the basic tools that we require to work on this Oracle Fusion HCM side. Okay. As we discussed through the demo sessions, this is about human capital management, and we will be working on technical side. We'll be learning the course on technical. So while we are working on technical, what are all the things that we should be aware, and to continue with this learning, right? What are all the basics that we required? Okay. So as you could see my screen, very first slide talks about what is Fusion technical course. So the introduction I have given, why Oracle is required, and how the cloud will be helpful. Okay. What is it mean by Fusion, and what is the difference between the previous versions and Fusion version? What was the previous version? It was Oracle e-business suite. So that is still in the market. It is an on-premise application, and few of the clients who were using that application from past few years, right? They're still trying to migrate their system to the convert their data to the new systems. So that's a long process, and that will take time. But Oracle has given a deadline by 2030. Like we have 6 years time. Okay. So within that time, whoever working on EBS, release 12 is the latest version. Whoever working or still using those applications, they have to convert to the Fusion, or they have to take the decision. It is up to client, right? How they're going to proceed. So moving on to the cloud service types, this one we haven't touched in detail. What does it mean by cloud service types? How many types we have? Okay. And this also talks about same types of Oracle cloud applications. We will talk about that. And this is about deployment options. Right. So this is nothing but when somebody wants to convert their data to the Oracle applications, how they're going to use this application with the available tools. Okay. So this is a basic overview of Oracle Fusion HCM technical course. We will definitely deep dive into each of these topics, and we will have that discussion also. Okay. Moving on to the next one. When you say Fusion HCM technical, or any technical on the Oracle side, SQL is heart and soul, which means this is the language which interacts with the Oracle application. Either it could be Oracle e-business or Oracle Fusion applications, right? SQL is must. Okay. But when you're working on Oracle EBS, you will be working on more, what to say, available options with the SQL. But when it comes to Fusion, it is limited because the database is maintaining by Oracle in Oracle Fusion applications. Okay. That's why we call it as cloud application. Cloud means what? We'll be using this application using the web URLs. Whatever the data that you enter, or whatever the data that you are retrieving, all the database will be maintaining by Oracle. So how Oracle maintains the data is they will have a data centers across US. Okay, so they will have few selected locations. In that place, they have set up their data centers, all their servers. Okay, so it is a huge set of data centers like they have, because they have to maintain a lot of data, and also they will be enhancing their data centers as per need. Okay. So when you need to connect with that data centers, what you have to do? You have to use SQL. Okay. So how to use SQL from the application, that will be deep diving more. And within SQL, we'll be learning the required topics. Like let's say to learn SQL, what are the basic things? And by these things, you should be perfect by, I mean, you will be able to write the complex SQL queries. Okay. By this end of this course SQL. Okay. After that, we'll be going through BI publisher architecture. So I'd like to give a pass here to see any questions. Otherwise, we'll go ahead with other topic. Okay, I'll take it as no. Okay, so moving ahead, SQL is base, we are saying. Okay, but where will you execute your SQLs is nothing but a BI publisher architecture. This is nothing but a tool which integrated within Oracle application. Okay, so that I'll show you right away how it is integrated. Then you will have that information. Okay. So let me know when you're able to. Okay, it is giving some error. Give me a second. So we'll be logging into the system using this particular URL only. Okay. When you enter username password, it will take us to the Oracle home applications. Okay. But from there, we should be able to navigate to the different tools that we have, because everything is integrated within Oracle cloud application itself. There is no separate tool that we required to work on these things. Okay. And now I'll tell you how to navigate to the backend to. So I have an URL. URL means what? This has been given by, let's say you will be working for a client. So you will be given with particular URL. So URL means for every instance, every client will have development, test, production systems, right? So for each type, they will have different, this thing will change. But every client will give with this particular code. This refers for which client it is. That's how Oracle will trace out. Okay. They'll simply will ask eclu prod, euth dev, euth test, euth prod, like that. Because we'll have number of clients in the system. So they should differentiate the login for each client. They have to provide unique URLs. There should not be any issue in that. That's how that's why they'll maintain this one. Okay. So now how to come to the particular tool that we are talking about, right? Like, let's say when you log in, what happens is it will take you to the home application of Oracle Fusion. Okay. From there, you have to navigate to the different tools that we have. One is BIP, another one is OTBI, next one is extracts, after that data loaders, and in general topics we also have fast formulas. Okay. And security, definitely every application will have security console management, that we'll talk about that. And let's just course duration. Okay. So now we are talking about one of the tool, like let's say BIP. How will you navigate to BIP? So this is like your phone homepage. When you open your phone, you will go to the menu, right? This is how the menu looks like. Now what you will do, you will go to the options, menu options, like likewise, like I'm clicking here, navigator. This will take you to the required pages. We also have setup pages, that is nothing but from here. You see corner, the initials of user who logged in. Okay. How it shows the initials is when somebody created in the system, it will take their first name and last name. Sorry, first letter of the first name, first letter of the last name. That's how the initial will create here. Okay. This is the profile icon. If you want, you can upload your photos and all, some options also there here. Okay. That will show up these things. So when we click on this, it will give an option to navigate to the configurations. Okay. This is for the different module navigation. This from here also you will have some options to navigate through the application and also the main configurations. Okay. And you could see the options here: application help, about this application. When I click about this application, it says that Oracle application, it is J developer ADF version it is using. So which means the page that you are seeing, right, it is designed by ADF, application development framework. Okay. So that is a different language which is used to what to say, the create pages with the required options. So why do you need to create pages? Whenever you have to navigate to the main page to particular page and store some extra information in the system. So if you get a need, or if you've been asked to develop something, then somebody will work from the ADF side. ADF is another technology that you have to learn through that these technologies, and will be able to generate the pages. Okay. Now moving on to the next one, it is talking about 80 GB of some application versions, and also it says release 13. So until release 12, we call it as Oracle EBS. Okay. Here, when we move to Oracle Fusion applications, they made it as release 13. Okay. And one more option it says is this one. This is important. What is it mean by Oracle Fusion Cloud Applications 24 is what is the year? 2024. Which quarter we are into? Fourth quarter. Okay. A, B, C, D. They divide 12 months into 4 different quarters. Okay. First 3, 1 quarter, A, B, C, D. So now we are into latest release. Okay. That's how you'll be able to identify. Somebody will ask you, right, which version of the cloud application or which patch is applied. So how this will get changes every 3 months. Oracle will apply a patch. So why a patch is required? In case if they identify any issues, or in case if they would like to enhance their system. That's how the quarterly patch has been implemented with Oracle. So for every 3 months, every client should go through these patches. Some may say no, that is up to the client, because client has that option. But the problem is they will see some uncertain issues, and also the new features and all will not be coming up in their system. So there is no option. Oracle will always suggest like go with the quarterly patch. Okay. So any questions here before I move on? Okay, we'll take it as no. Let's go ahead. And this one also talks about your releases only. Okay. So 11 is the version, I believe. This is the R13 and 24 is the quarterly patch that we are talking about. And we will have version numbers, right? Like each decimals and all. That's how they maintain. So next, when it comes to 2025, this will change 25A when we go to January next year. But the quarterly patch is must. Okay. Now we were talking about the tools, right? How to navigate. Like there is a formal way. Like if you go to the tools, I'm showing you how to navigate to the BI publisher tool. You see here report and analytics. This is a technical work that we'll be doing here. When you click on this, it will take you to the backend page. So when you click on report analytics, what has opened here? It opened. There should be an option here. Okay, my name is coming up. Give me a second. So when you click on report analytics, this page will come. Again, you have to click on browse catalog. Just click on this. So what happens is your page will remain like this, and then whatever the page that needs to be open, it is opening in the new window. Here you could see the analytics page is coming up. This is what our analytics page. As you see the look and feel, the application, everything. If you see the backend page is completely different. Okay. So here, what do you see? Where you will store your custom or standard work, like whatever you work on technical, that you'll be storing in these folders. Okay. Front end will be like this. Now, what is the other option to navigate is like if I say duplicate, one way of doing this is go to tools, navigator, tools and analytics, reports and analytics. Another way is that it will be quick. After .com, whatever you see, right, that whatever next is there, that you can remove and put analytics. You can write ANALYTICS. Okay. This will also take you through the same page. So what is the difference between if you click on catalog, both look same because we directly browse catalog we clicked on, right? That's how the page comes. And if you see, this is also look and feel will be same. Okay. This is the way that you will navigate, and we have different tools also, right? As I mentioned, BIP is one. If you go down, OTBI is another. If you go extracts is one another, data loader is another. Okay, so BIP is used to extract the data from the systems. OTBI is also same, but the way of retrieving the data or using, writing the SQLs and all will be different. Okay, now HCM extracts. This is also used to extract the data, but with advanced um, what to say features it will have that will be used in real time. Next is data loader. Why do we need data loader? If you want to modify the data in the system, like in a bulk, 1,000 rows at a time, 5,000 rows or 10 rows, 5 rows, whatever it is, data loader will be useful. But where it will be used most is like to process the bulk. That's how the data loader will be useful. And after that, we are talking about fast formulas. This is also modify or customize custom calculations in your application. So we'll deep dive into these topics, okay, later on. Now, before we go ahead, and everybody please install Notepad++. Okay. So why do we need Notepad++ is like simply I'm writing a query, how it will be useful in real time, right? This is just to show you how Notepad works. Basically, this is a SQL query that I'll be writing. So if I have Notepad++ and if I go to SQL language, this has a feature to show the keywords in blue and the remaining things in normal color. And you see the conditions and all. So this way, it will be useful for you to identify which keyword you have used in your queries. Okay. And if there are any syntax issues, you will be able to identify. So Notepad++ has that a feature. So it is must that everybody should install this software. Okay, I'll just ping this name, Notepad++ it is. So when you're done with this, right, class, then please install that. Okay, are you guys still able to hear me?
Yes, Kumar.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I thought some issue. Notepad plus plus. This is one additional tool that will be required apart from the application tools. This is one application. Okay, so please install this in your mission. And next thing is when we go through very first thing what we talked about, SQL we talked about, right? For this, I'll be providing a document. I'll show you the document, how the document looks like and what it contains. So if you go through here, this particular course will take like 7 to 8 days for sure. Okay, because it has a lot of things. And also the thing is, every day I'll be giving some assignments for you to work on, and based on that confirmation we'll be going ahead, and also we'll make use some of the time for the questions and clarifications, right? So question and answers. So this is the material that I'll be giving it to you. It will have all the details that we'll be discussing through. Okay, so what type of SQL topics that we are going to learn, how it will be useful in real time, along with the real time examples. Okay, so this is the material for SQL. Okay. And another thing that what I would like to say is, since the recording is getting done, you will get to know the recordings link through your mails. Okay. You will have an option to go through that recording along with the running notes. Like let's say if I work on something, like let's say if you see here, I have generated a lot of SQL queries here. So this will be sharing as part of that particular class. Okay, so we'll have an interaction session. And from my experience, what I would suggest to you guys is like I've been meeting in this past 3 4 years, right? A lot of people I got a chance. So whoever having that interactions during the class and also able to finish their assignments and able to attend the mock calls on weekly basis, so they will have more this one chance of clearing the interviews and also able to attend the interviews with some confidence. Okay, so what I would request with that is, so please be focused for this course duration. um, Definitely that will be helpful for you to start with your what to say, interviews as soon as we are done with this course. Okay, that is more important. So once we get to know each other now, so you can connect also offline. You can have that working sessions. When you discuss now, you will find it out more, um, what to say, way of working, and also more doubts you'll get, like how to handle particular scenario, or um, what if I change something like different. So what if I want to do it as a different. So that sort of things will come up when you have a discussion. Okay, so that is one suggestion from my end. And other than that, so this is the SQL notes, and the recordings will be coming up. For remaining things, how we'll be working on is, when you start working on SQL, you have to start using application related tables also, right? What does it mean? When you start looking into the application, like let's say if it is person management information, obviously it will have set of tables. So how to search Oracle HCM related tables is directly in the Google. You can search like this. You will get an option. Google will help us to take you to that repository, the table repository. This is okay. When you open this, it will show you all the HCM tables available as of today. Okay, you just need to go through the tables that we need. Okay, and one more thing, what you need to understand is it will have n number of tables here. You no need to worry like whether do I need to know everything. Nobody will be knowing everything, but in day to day or the modules that you work on, only relevant tables that we'll be looking at. Okay, so just to recap, what is the table and why do we need to use tables in SQL is, when you are working, when you use Oracle application to store something, front end will be like it will give you an option to enter some data, but where it will store in the database. So to write SQL on database and to retrieve the data that you entered in application, you have to use these tables. Okay, and the modules that we'll be covering is core HR. Okay, core HR is nothing but global human resources. So what does it mean is all basic employee data, which means how many employees are in the system, okay, which location they belongs to, which legal entity they belongs to, which business unit, what is their salary, what is their ID code information, and personal information, right? Like date of birth, address, phone, emails, any extra information, all the things will be handling through human resources. So in real time, how the core HR will be used is, like let's say you will be hiring 100 employees. Out of them, after 6 months, 50 may leave. Okay. After some time, some more will rehire, some more will hire. And whoever have left the organization, they would like to rejoin after 1 year. So every information will store in the system. So what client will normally ask from global HR is, let me know how many active employees in the system, how many employees who joined in 2024, how many terminated in 2024. When I say termination, it's not like removing. It is like somebody has resigned their jobs, right? How many are rehired in the system? So we have some concepts in global HR. Okay. One is hiring, rehiring, termination. Okay. We also have global transfer, which means transferring from one legal entity to another legal entity, like India to US, US to India, like China. So whatever the legal entity they would like to transfer, right? And within these are the main things. Global transfer, termination we covered. Okay. So these sort of things, all employee related things, will be handling through global HR. Next, we have one more module, that is absence management. So in this, Oracle application is capable to maintain their employee absence related information. Like let's say when a client took Oracle application for their business purpose, they will give basic access to their employees to enter their absence information, to update their personal information, to see their payroll information, right? So when they give this application access to their end users, so what they would like to see here is uh, what was the topic? Sorry. So when they give an option to choose the application information is, which means what? They would like to enter their absence in advance or post this thing. In emergency case, somebody might have used their leaves, but now they have to register their leaves in the system, right? So how do they do that? They will go to particular place and they will log in their information. Okay. So that is one thing. Absence will be used for that. And also absence will be giving you information like how many leaves you're left with. Okay. How many leaves you carry forward for to the next year, how many sick leaves, how many vacation leaves. All that information will be maintained in absence. So how from technical side we'll be working on this tool is, this module is, client will ask us to fetch the absence information, how many leaves are accrued, how many leaves balance each employee has. Okay. Why that information is required? End of the year, somebody they would like to pay back, like let's say employees will be left with some 10-15 leaves in end of year, right? They will get paid for those. Okay. uh, and if a person is resigned from the organization, they have to pay for the leaves that they're left with, particular employee left with. Correct now? So to do all those things, we'll be using absence management. Okay. And we have benefits module as well. This module in Oracle side, how it will be useful is to enroll medical insurance in medical detail. I mean, like to enroll for medical insurance, which means when you're working for a client as an employee, you have an opportunity to enroll yourself and also your dependents. So how it will be useful in future if you would like to use medical insurance for something, right? Then this information will be used. Client will use this information to process them. Okay, which plan you have chosen. Okay, any top up plan that you have taken, all that information will be maintained in benefits module for their employees. Okay. Now another thing is compensation. Here salary will be maintaining, like yearly, what is the yearly salary, what is the breakup for monthly salary. Okay. If you want to process some hikes and all, how will you do that? All these things will be done here. Another important is payroll. This is to, like let's say if a client needs to process their payroll for their employees, so they would like to know how many how many days that employee has worked for, any unpaid leaves. Okay. And any additional amount that we need to, any OT they have done. Okay. Any allowances that we need to pay, every information will be maintained through payroll.
Hello.
Yep. I
Hello.
can hear you. Yeah, please go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. I have a login right now. So can you please provide me a recording as well for evening on today?
Sure, definitely, Ganesh. Everybody
And
will receive this links access also.
I have a first demo today.
Okay.
So what is your surname? What is your good name?
My name is Kumar.
Okay, no problem.
You will get that recordings. You will also get demo session recording as well. Okay. So please connect with admin right after this class. That demo session recording also you can get, and this one also you can get.
Oh, okay, okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Both the things you'll get.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Cool. And that's what I've been talking about, modules. So we have number of modules here, right? Like each will have their own importance. Like performance management is nothing but to maintain their uh, goals of employees, right? Like let's say you need to complete particular trainings, you need to learn something new, right? So to maintain those things, to maintain the ratings of employees, the performance management will be used. Okay. So this application comes up with a lot of modules. This is just we are talking about human capital management, right? So it will have a lot of modules within HCM itself, time and labor. Okay. So yeah, those are the modules that we'll be covering through our technical thing. So when I say modules, that will have end-to-end flow. So if someone has to enter their absence for a particular legal entity, the basic configuration should be there available, right? If he belongs to USA legal entity, he will be available. What type of leaves available for USA legal entity? What is the absence type that you need to choose? Okay, what is the subtype? Uh, how many leaves that he will get accrued with, right? So those all are entity to entity, it will get changed based on their setup in the system. Okay. For India, the leave plan will be different. For US, it will be different, right? So those many that particular configurations will be doing through absence. Okay. And when it comes to technical, we'll be dealing with the data that is available in the system to manipulate the data. When I say manipulate, create something new in the application in bulk, or to extract the data for based on particular conditions. So for those things, we'll be working on technical side. We also have fast formulas that is used to customize or calculate something in applications. Okay. So those things will deep dive. For now, you may not have much idea unless if we had a basic understanding of them earlier. Otherwise, I'll be going through them in detail when the uh, particular during that time. Okay. So that is all about the course and the topics that you would like to cover. Okay. And anything else that I need to check? And one more thing is, as I mentioned, you will be getting this notes, running notes, as well as recordings and all. Okay. So when I give some assignment now, what the request is, like, please complete that assignment by next day without fail. Okay. And if you see any challenges while working on that assignment, so we can have a group so that you can discuss through that group also, right? To see if you see any challenges, or you can call me also. So you can have numbers, or you can call me during that time. But I'll try to return, I mean, like, reply as soon as possible, unless if I'm busy with something else during that time. Okay. But definitely the next session, right? Like, let's say today I have given you some assignment. First thing that I'm going to check tomorrow is the assignment is completed and everyone should be comfortable with the topics that we discussed in previous sessions. Okay. So that is the thing. Any questions before I move ahead? Some more things, like 5 to 10 minutes I would like to continue this session for today, and we can end up after that.
Yeah, a question from my side. Like, when we are going to start the actual training, means to learn from the basics and all.
Amit, I think
Yeah.
today we would like to get started. So
Mm-hmm.
what I would, since we connected, I mean, like, since the demo happened, it's been like we got some gap, right? 4 to 5 days. So this
Yeah.
particular session I used to recap and give some more details on the technical tools that we are going to use. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we can get started with few for today. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but for these 5 to 10 minutes from tomorrow, or the next time, like, where admin will get to know the comfortable time for everybody. If
Mm-hmm.
10:30 is the suitable time for everyone,
Yeah.
we will start with tomorrow, like tomorrow or day after, right? So based on the this thing confirmation,
Yeah.
we'll get started with the actual topics.
Okay, no problem. And I would like to start on the daily basis. Means
Okay.
like it will be regular, right?
Yeah, it will be regular.
Yeah. Okay, then no problem. Sure.
It'll be regular. That's how
Yeah.
we'll be able to complete it fast. And the
Mm-hmm.
problem is, if you give some gap, right? Like, let's say only weekends or only particular days, there is a chance that people may miss or they will forget the things, right?
Yeah,
So
that is the issue. Yeah.
that do not want to happen actually. So that's why it's going to be regular, unless if there is any emergency or some holidays and all, right? So those days we would like to have that break. Otherwise, it's going to be a daily.
Sure. And we have to generate our WhatsApp group, right?
Exactly. We'll do that.
So, okay. So shall we share numbers, or at the end we can do it?
You have, could you please provide this with admin, all this information, your email and mobile number?
To whom I shall message?
You can put it in this chat where
Chat. Okay.
this is for everybody. So
Uh-huh.
please put your name, okay, in this format. Name is your name, email with your email, contact, your mobile number. So please put these 3 columns
Okay. Yeah.
in the chat so that we'll save them. So that will be useful for group creation and sending the materials to here,
Yes.
and also
Yes.
recording access also. Okay.
Yeah.
Contact.
Okay.
These are the 3 things we need. Okay.
And Kumar, are
Yeah.
you covering the SQL part also now? I mean, are
Right.
you or
Right. SQL, definitely it is required. So
Mhm.
I'm not sure how many of you already aware of SQL, but definitely I'll be going through SQL in detail.
Okay.
Yeah, because that
It
is
is
required.
parallelly, right?
Without, yeah, sorry, you're saying something.
It's parallelly you're covering the SQL part as well.
Yeah, first we will complete few of the basics with SQL. Slowly what I do is I'll merge the HCM tables, how to use HCM tables using SQL. That's what we do. Once we get to know the basic understanding of SQL, able to write the simple things, right? Then slowly we'll pull the HCM side. We'll get into HCM side.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I just pinged you the information that we required. So please put the details. I got it for Sohel. For others also, please enter those information here. Oh, Nikhil already mentioned. Thank you,
Yeah.
Nikhil.
This is Nikhil. Yeah. I
Oh,
wanted to know that only. Actually, I'm using my brother's laptop.
oh, is it? Okay, okay.
So it is Amit.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, okay. Okay, Nikhil. Sure. So we are left with few more, right? So team, could you please share your details as well? Make it more interactive. That's how we'll be able to discuss through that in detail, and we'll get to know a bit more things also while discussing.
And
Okay.
Kumar, my question it is actually the participant only 4 or 5 participants.
Right.
After that also you continue this class or
Could you please repeat your question?
Don't mind.
only the participant people, only the 4 or 5 people.
Right.
So the class will be right. If
It doesn't matter actually about number of people. It doesn't matter. So see, we would like to have good number. It depends, right? Always. So we would like to continue. It is not about like we should have 20 for sure. It's not like that.
Okay.
Okay. So expecting few more to join here. Okay. So they are already aware of few things of first few 1, 2 clauses like that. So they will also join here. Then it's going to be a good number only. So we can go ahead with that. No problem.
Okay.
Okay. So we got 3 persons detail here. So whom we are left with now. Others also, could you please ping? I think Naresh already shared. Nikhil we got. Sohel we got. Sajid, right? Sajid, could you please confirm if you have already shared the details? Sohel, I see. Okay, so we are left with Sajid details. So maybe he'll be providing that information, I believe. So, okay, team. That is what I would like to discuss here. And as I mentioned, right, today I would like to touch base SQL. See, to start with SQL, first we need to know the table structures and all. So maybe for 5 minutes we can spend on that. Then we can end up the session by 11:10, around 11:10, 11:12. Okay, so let's get started with that thing. See, first of all, we talked about SQL. What is SQL? It is structured query language. Okay. So why do we need this one? It is used to interact with the database. Okay. First of all, SQL will be used, will be fetching the data from tables. Okay. Can one of you help me? What is table? In general terminology, not like in Oracle or something. When you say table, what does it mean? Like, let's say in Excel, I say this is a table, right? So can you help me to understand what does it mean? So it means it contains the columns and rows. Am I right? Like, let's say I'll just put some columns here. Employee number. Okay. Employee name. Next is, let's say, gender or DOB, date of birth. Okay. So how many, this is my, here 1, 2, 3. This is my table. Can you help me? How many rows, how many columns are there in this table? Understand? 3 columns and 3 rows. Okay. Now, when you're working with SQL, what SQL does is SQL will be able to fetch this table information. Okay. As you could see here, how many tables we have? N number of tables available in the system. So you need to deal with more than one table or single table. You need to deal with single table, or based on your requirement, you need to deal with more than one table. Okay. So now, when you have to write SQL, right? Basic understanding is in Oracle Cloud application, you only have an option to retrieval these things. Okay. Oracle Cloud will allow you can retrieve the data. What does it mean, retrieval? You can only whatever the data that is available, that you can see it from your SQL queries. So to retrieve the data, what we do is we will use SQL, and the keyword that we use is select. Okay. So select means what? Other than select, what else we have to modify the data? For modifications, to modify the data, right? We have other commands also that is available in EBS. That is create, okay, insert, update, and delete. Okay. So these are all to modify the data. Okay. So we will use these commands. So what does it mean by create? You will have an option to create table. Okay. Insert into table. Okay. Update whatever available the things in table, then delete particular information in the table. Okay. But here you do not have an options to do any of these things. You only have an option to retrieval. Select is means what? You're just selecting something available in your table. So what is the table name? I'll just give you one table. This is like common table that we use in global HR very much. Okay. So you need to fetch something from table. So in SQL, there is a command, so basic command that you need to follow. Like, let's say parole people F has how many columns? If I go and search for parole people F, right? How many columns you see? There will be so many columns, right? So if you need a particular column, then you will select that particular column information. Okay. So I'm just selecting for all people F here. Since I know the table names very much, I'm able to search faster. Okay. But even one, like 3, 4, after 4, 5 days, you'll be also able to do like this, because you will get to know many things. So if you go to the table structure in the, this one, that this thing I have given to you, right? So what you could see here, you can see that table information on the left side. When you click on particular table, you will see the column structures, which means what? This contains these many columns. Okay. So now it has lot many columns, but to write something in SQL from a table, right? You have to write something like this. Select star from this table. What it means, you're selecting star means all the columns. It has 100 columns. All 100 columns will come up in your query. If you need only particular, instead of star, you will be using those particular columns. Okay. So for today, what I do is I'll just execute this command from backend. How to navigate to backend? As I mentioned, whatever is available after .com, you can remove, and after slash, put analytics. Okay. You will navigate to here. Once you come here, what is the next thing that you do is you should know where you can execute your SQLs, right? So for that, we have a create option. Just go to data model. So create, I'll show you that option once again. So here you have a lot of options, right? Home means it will take you to the launch page. Catalog means it will take you to the folders. You can see favorites. this dashboard is for different purpose. You can see create option. When you click on create, it will have a lot of options here. For us, this is where we'll execute our SQL. Okay. In that also particularly data model. When I click on this one, it will open like this. So what this page contains, what are the options that it has, that we'll be discussing through next sessions. Okay. So here I'm selecting some options and I'll put my query here. Okay. And when I execute my query, if I need to select, check the data, what it contains, you have to go to data options and you can click on this view. Okay. So if you see here, it fetched 5 rows and it has a lot of columns because I have selected all the columns that I need. Okay. Like let's say I need only particular column, start date. Okay. So now go back. As I mentioned, cloud only has retrieval option. Okay. So remove, put start date and write it once again. So what I do is instead of removing this, I'll add one more SQL also. Okay. This is just to make you familiar with this application. But when we start work on right from tomorrow or when we start with the next session, that time you will get to know how to execute the queries in detail. I'll tell you. Okay. For today, I'm just giving you the overview of these things. Now, the difference between the first query and this query is first query, I just mentioned star to retrieve. Here, I just mentioned particular column to retrieve. So if you see the information, I selected 200 rows, which means first query will show you 200 rows. Since it has more than one query, second query also will show you 200 rows. Okay. So how this functionality works, what is the number and all, we'll discuss more. So here only start date is coming up from your query, but above you can see all the columns.